Hey everybody, Rodham here. Thanks for tuning in to Kerbal Space Program. So last we left off, we were doing a little bit of a docking thing here, right? I'm just going to get rid of some of these empty tanks. Let's control from the front and target their docking port in a second. But before I go any further, I wanted to mention something, which is that there are only so many episodes that I'm going to do left. And as a result, if you have things that you'd like to see, do mention them to me, because I'd like to get to the things that you all want to see the most of. So I think at the moment it would be asteroid capture. I think, I might be projecting here, but I think that landing somewhere in the inner solar system would be cool, but like, it's really not that different than landing on Duna. Or landing on, really anywhere else, to be honest. Once you leave the sphere of influence of Kerbal, everything else is kind of the same, if I'm being honest. So, although, yes, it'd be cool, it's not going to be significantly different. So what I'm trying to do is line up for a dock here. See how well I can do. Using my RCS. Alright, let's turn off RCS and drift. Ooh, that was a pretty good lineup. Turn on the RCS, blast backwards. Go to rotation. And start looking at the port. I'm gonna blast away from it because I'm not quite ready to dock. Use time warping to stop the over-rotation. Alright, so now I am somewhat aligned with it. So now I can do linear, but I need to back off a little bit. So I can do a very gentle linear approach. Let's go to linear and boost upwards. And forwards. I know it looks like it's getting away, but it's actually just I'm doing fine-tune linear motion here. As you'll see in a moment. So lining it up. Moving towards it now. Accelerate time, and as you can see, we're coming in for a dock. Now obviously it's not, I can't just fling myself at it like that and expect to actually land. I gotta make these micro adjustments. Another thing that you could do is switch to the craft that you're docking with. And this craft seemingly doesn't want to move at all. Oh, because I was in... Alright, so set this as target. I was in docking. Control from here. And let's look at it. There we go. Done. Switch back. And do the same. Oh, no! That's gonna suck. It took me out of, yeah, that's my bad. I bumped hard because it took me out of docking mode. So when I wanted to blast forward, it used the engines, which is incorrect. That's okay. I didn't collide with it very fast. It keeps autosave pausing me. Okay. So now we're nice and aligned. Let's turn on the lights. How's that sound? Now I'm gonna just sort of rotate, eyeball, and linear eyeball this thing. That looks very nice. Let's rotate a little bit. I'll get it on next pass. Shut everything off and just let the magnets work. Magnets, please work. Come on, quit bouncing me. There we go. There we have a dock. Alright, so now that we have the dock, let's go to the Space Center and see what other missions are available to us, because we might get some with Duna, we might get some with Ike. There's a little bit of randomness involved. I hate docking big ships especially. Docking probes, little satellites, yeah, no problem. Those RCS give you lots of maneuverability. Alright, Ike. Looking for Ike. Here we go. Explore Ike. We gotta orbit it and gather scientific data from it. Okay. And goo observations from it. Alright. So I guess one of these ships is headed to Ike. Even though they were both designed for Duna, I think that's fine. Jeb's ship will head for Ike, and everyone else will head for Duna. The reason being Jeb cannot repack his chutes, whereas the other ship is able. And that's why they will split. Okay. Come on. Load up. So I think I am going to go for Duna first. I will do the Duna landing. It is the slightly more complicated landing with atmosphere and all. Alright, undock. I'm going to fast forward time so you can actually see what I'm doing. Meaning, get into some sunlight. Bye-bye, Jeb. Okay. Let me go, like, more noonish, midday. Alright, so there's a nice... Yeah, this looks like a lobster. But there's a nice spot for me to land over there. So I'm going to do a little maneuver where I land in this low-lying area. That will be a different biome than I hit up before. So let's go warp to next maneuver, which is now, I guess. Rotate to the maneuver. I have a tank that's almost empty, so we're going to cut it as part of this burn. Bye, Jeb. Good luck on your mission. Enjoy Ike. We're headed to Duna. Alright, so now I'm on a deorbiting entry for that crater. Before I do anything else, I need to adjust these parachutes. I'm going to adjust them so that they deploy at minimum pressure, maximum altitude. So they provide the most bang for my buck out of them. And if they fail, they fail, because I'll be ready for it, I suppose. If I want to punch in numbers, I don't. Come on. I should have done this when I built the craft, but I apologize. I didn't. So now I have to manually adjust, what is it? 4 times 4... plus 6. Oh, and the camera just warped a bit, so I can't tell where I left off. Alright, so I think that's all adjustments made. Let's fast forward time a little bit. As we can see, we're splitting up from Jeb. Let's adjust so that we're over land, and adjust so that our speed is over surface. Looks like we're heading right into the center of this crater here. And point prograde and do some engine burning. I don't have a whole lot of faith in being able to aero brake with the parachutes without doing multiple orbits real carefully. I could try, but I don't think it will work. The atmosphere is really thin. But I'll see what I could do without perhaps risking a deadly crash. So we're coming in real fast. If I wanted to... Yeah, we're 30 seconds away from smashing. So that's why I'm engine braking, just in case the parachutes don't provide enough bang for my buck. Because I've got the fuel. I might as well play it safe. Alright, let's deploy. And that brought me down to 30-ish. That's not bad. I could have deployed those a little sooner, obviously. But, yeah, I got spare fuel. I'll live. Looks like a pretty flat... Let me zoom out. Relatively flat landing zone, so this shouldn't be that hard to land on. While I am lowering, let's get some analysis of the atmosphere. It'd be great, absolutely wonderful, if the game would stop pausing on me as I grit my teeth. It keeps like auto-saving or something, and it's ugh. Alright. We've got that. Let's do a crew report as well. And now focus on the landing. Yeah, stop pausing. Ah! I'll reach into the code and strangle it. Alright, instead of looking retrograde, I'm just gonna have SAS. Oh, see, pausing again. It's just probably my aging machine. It's being whiny. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Abort, abort, abort. This is a terrible situation to be in, because these parachutes are going to get me killed. I really should have hotkeyed a cut all the damn parachutes hotkey. But okay, they're stabilizing now. I'm going to have to feather it a little bit better than that. I say better, and then I do it worse. But all the parachutes cut. Oh, okay, that was a little nerve-wracking. What I really need to do is assign a hotkey to cut those parachutes when I want them cut, so that that never happens again, because my stomach is inside out right now. And alright, let's do our analysis. Obviously, if we had connection with... Oh, no. If we had connection with Kerbal, we could do a lot of science here. But we don't really have a connection, so we're just going to log it and return home with it. Like we did last time. If I did actually deploy like a satnet, a satellite network, we could do it the more profitable way. The thing is, in this game, you can min-max your science that you get, but you're given so much science. You really don't need to. The game offers you an insane amount of opportunity to science up. as it were. Okay, so we've done that sciencey stuff. Let's go crew report. And Valentina, being the pilot and all, is going to grab the communicatron, or maybe the experiment control. And okay, I was trying to not slam, but whatever. EVA report. We're at Midland Canyon. Cool. Surface sample. And plant a flag, which we have a mission for. Contract complete. I wonder, like, what company is like, please plant a flag for us. Duna, Midland Canyon. Alright. And then you get to put a communicatron down, because it doesn't really matter who deploys that. And game's pausing. Cool. Alright. Let's grab. We're not going to be able to board here because it's full. Let's see if we can't climb. There we go. And board. Next up, Bill the engineer. He is going to set up the photovoltaic panels because he'll do it better than everyone else. I like how they're all taking turns slamming into the ground. Oh, I'm on the wrong side too. Ooh, don't hit. I'm gonna get a DUI on Mars. Take surface sample, why not? Do a little EVA report, why not? And I'm not gonna plant another flag because that would just be a insult to Valentina. Like, your flag wasn't good enough. I'm planting my own. What else can he set up? Awesome if the game stopped doing those like hiccupy pausing lag spikes, because they make it very hard to delicately control. So this is 4 power. I think that's enough power, actually. I don't think we need any more power than those two because they were set up by an engineer, meaning we can get refunded for the rest. Alright, now Bob is gonna do the science. That's a photovoltaic panel. Close, Bob, but you went to astronaut school. You should be able to... Alright, weather analysis, that will work. Crunch, just like all the others. Alright, and put this stuff down. And because he's a scientist, it will deploy with greater efficiency than if he was not. Making it worth bringing a crew of every type to these missions. Alright, that's photovoltaics. This is goo. And the experiment control. Goo's down. Jump. T-pose. And let's grab the experiment control, and then we'll be done. Come on, come on. Whoa. That was interesting. And let's just double check everything's powered. Yep. Power needed, power available, 4 by 4, we're all good. Alright, so we're getting some science, we're getting some weather, science, and we can leave. Nothing holding us here anymore. Grab that. And board. Well, there we go. The Duna mission, a success. Narrowly messed up. I'm going to put this into parking orbit. narrowly screwed up due to the parachutes, but we survived. All right, so we need an APO of above 50K. So let's just keep an eye on that. I'll just kind of blast like this. I could even gravity turn. Bye-bye side tanks. Don't land on my experiments. $35. To infinity. And then return home. 50K. There it is. Alright, so 70 is fine. We'll lose some because we're still going through atmosphere. Alright, 60, 60, good. That's my maneuver. I'm going to warp to the maneuver. Very, very thin atmosphere up here. So although it's quote-unquote atmosphere, it is not that thick. Okay, we're almost in space, so we don't need a physics warp. We can go back to actual time warping. Maneuver is coming up. And just putting this in a parking orbit so that both Valentina's ship and Jeb's ship are in parking orbits when they want to return back to Kerbal. We have a little bit of a tilt here. Kind of an accidental tilt. But I don't really care. Doesn't need to be a nice orbit, just a functional one. Okay, switching over to Mr. Jebediah. He's got to go to Ike. I got a new mission. Before I land on Ike, I'm going to see if anything else is available. I doubt it, because not a lot of time has passed. So I don't know how I switched to him. I should have gone to the Space Center. Loading. Please wait. So I think the future missions that I'm going to add in, the ones before this series ends, is planetary mining and asteroid capture. I think those would be a nice cap to it all. Let's see. Nothing involving anything that I'm able to do. I could just decline a bunch of contracts, but I don't really need to. I'm good on money, and by the time these two missions head back to Kerbal, I'll probably have the entire research tree done. So for all the other orbital bodies, Joule you can't really land on. It's kind of like a Jupiter. Eve has super thick atmosphere, so it's easy to land on if you have heat shields, but it's very hard to get out from because it has thick atmosphere, and the atmosphere will prevent you. And it has an atmosphere that is doesn't allow for plain atmospheric combustion or any of that. So it's tricky. All right, so this is 17.5 headed to Ike. I guess I didn't do like a single stage to orbit space plane, but I'm not very good at those. I'll just happily admit. Meaning it's not something I necessarily would do anyway, just because it's, again, not great at them. Alright, so periaps of 22,000. Let's go and... So here's something cool to do. I'm going to maneuver to it, and then I'm going to hold left alt and physics warp to the maneuver node. And because Jeb can maneuver to maneuver nodes, you can kind of do that automatically. It's kind of nice. So this is a gravity slingshot right here. I am using Ike to slingshot me. If you notice, it sends me flying out. It's actually right now not even showing me, because I haven't done the maneuver yet, where I would end up. So after I do this maneuver, I'm sort of curious, if I didn't do the retrograde burn to enter orbit, where I'd end up. Let me zoom back in. So I'm sort of curious about this slingshot maneuver. Because, yeah, you can obviously use planets for gravity slings, and it's totally a legit thing to do. Alright, that's good enough. So, if I was to use this as gravity sling... it's still not really showing where I'd end up. Okay, well, I might have to warp into it, so it's not 3 stages in front. Excuse me for 1 second. I am tabbing out and seeing if I can't fix the pausing. No, the pausing latency, I'm not exactly sure what that is. I will start logging my resource manager and see what's maxing out, whether it's CPU, GPU. It's probably not memory. All right, so this slingshot would put me into... It puts me further out from Duna. So it's the exact opposite of a sling that you'd want for going back to Kerbal, for instance. I'd have to sling the other way. But all right, so what we're doing here is a little bit of a circularization, which should not cost a whole lot of delta V, and it doesn't. And let's go ahead and warp to next maneuver. And my mission is to orbit Ike, which I'm about to do. And then I can do some science off this boat once I'm in orbit of Ike. And then after I'm orbiting Ike, gather science from Ike, which is surface. Meaning that all of the parachutes on this ship are for naught. I won't be using them. Okay, let's see. What can I do up here? I can goo. I can barometer, although I really don't know why you'd need to do that, because it's basically 0, and I can temperature. Alright, and this was from space near Ike. Cool. I'll leave that open because there's no atmosphere in Ike. Let's do retrograde burn, start to land, because I'm about to lose sun. And set this up to speed over the surface and height over the mountains and not sea level. And I'm going to kill all my horizontal velocity first. Contract parameter complete, orbiting Ike. And whirl first, suborbitable Ike, and also orbit Ike. Yes. Wow. Alright, let's accelerate time. Cool. Alright, so now... Is this still space over Ike? Yep, it is. We're not apparently close enough to Ike to warrant a different scan. And we might not ever be. I don't know the stages of Ike's quote-unquote atmosphere. All I know is we're coming in pretty hot, so I'm going to start slowing down. I'm not going to worry about extra science because we don't really need it. Be awesome if that glitchy, pausey crap goes away. Yeah, it's space near Ike all the way down, isn't it? Okay. Well, we're about a mile up. I think it's the auto-saving. Which is weird, because I'm saving it to an SSD, so I don't know why it's so damn slow. I have a lot of RCS fuel that I should have probably tried to burn off before landing. So although it's more fuel efficient to feather it, I'm not going to bother. Because I've got plenty of fuel. Landing on Ike is a lot cheaper than landing on Duna. Alright, I'm not going to point retrograde anymore because that can get pretty weird when trying to land. We're 50 meters up. And 20 meters up. Coming in for that soft landing. Alright, are we gonna... Oh, it's gonna pause on me. Alright, are we gonna power slide? Nope, we're not sliding. Sweet. Alright, let's do the rest of the science. So, log temp. Oh my god, this, the hiccups that this game has given me is, swear to god, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, there's no atmosphere, what am I thinking? Science Junior. Cool, what else is there for me to do? I'll log some duplicates, just in case there's extra for diminishing returns or whatever. I mean, I have the experiments, might as well, right? Okay. Close these doors. I did do the Science Junior, right? Yes. Close the doors of the Science Junior. Close the doors of the service bay. EVA. Show my, my propellant. Come on. Thank you. Let's grab... Weather analyzer's not going to work. It's too bad I don't have that ionographer or whatever it's called. The one that is basically the weather analyzer for orbital bodies that don't have weather. Because I could have used that here. Put that down. EVA report. Ike's Lowlands. That's where I am. Surface sample. Flag. Boom. Look at that beautiful flag. Ike low lands. Ooh. It's like phonetics. I went low and apparently typed it. Alright, so what do we need? We need the communicatron. So I have an experiment to collect goo from here. The thing is, I don't have a satellite network to bring that experiment home, and none of the ships that I sent here have significant comm arrays, so I don't even know if that's achievable unless I put like a nice satellite in orbit of Ike, but I will set it up anyway because I might as well. So I'm gonna need there's the goo. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to need 2 more photovoltaic panels. I'm not going to have the 4th because I won't have weather. Crunch. Just a scraped knee. Nothing to worry about. Jump. I love jumping on low grav moons. It's fun. Alright. You might be able to hear my keyboard scrambling. When you're floating around like RCS like this, it is a careful ballet for sure. Alright, deploy. Make sure everything has enough power. Crink, clink, clink, clink. Done. And we're good. Good, good, good. It transmitted 0 science back to Kerbal. Yay! Uh-oh. The pausing, glitching, whatever is going on is making it really hard to control this. But, alright, there we go. I have no connection to Kerbal, so I don't even know. That's probably what's going on there. It's saying it's connecting, but it ain't. Alright, equatorial orbit once again. It'll be really easy to achieve from Ike. And then we'll just do the blast home. And wait for that window to do it. Looks like I'm gonna have to stage some fuel away from this craft. Totally understandable. Bye-bye, sweet engines. You were good to me. Farewell. Don't forget me. Alright. That camera angle means I'm starting to orbit. So there's my beautiful orbit. Now I have both ships into a parking orbit. If we are calculating from Duna to Kerbal, plot it. Transfer window year 11, day 408. That is not. Now, let's see. Latest departure date is year 8, day 400. Let's see how much Delta V it will cost if we just went home early. Just about every last ounce we have. Okay. So we can't go home early. We definitely have to save our Delta V by going on time. So these ships are just going to be up here a while. So I'm going to go back to the Space Center. Because it's going to be like 3 more years of sitting there and waiting for the transfer window. One of the reasons to over-engineer your ship is if you're impatient. If this was crazy over-engineered, I would have had enough fuel to just come home. But that was not the case. No, no, no. Mission control. It's still waiting on that milestone for Ike, so I'm probably not going to get much. What about transfer window from Kerbal to Duna? I can leave. Yeah, I could actually send a satellite to bring that experiment home sooner than I can even send a ship out to Duna. So what I'm going to do is, it's exactly what I'm going to do. I haven't done planetary scanning for ores, so I'm going to do that next episode, I think, because I am running out of time here. R&D, do I have enough science? Yes, I do. Let's do heavy landing. I don't know why, just figured why not. Pretty much all the things I absolutely need to run a space program I've already unlocked. So guys, like I said at the beginning of the episode, if you have things you absolutely would like to see besides asteroid capture and planetary mining, and maybe asteroid mining, drop me a line, and maybe I can, make some time to have an episode on that. So there's probably only like 5 or so episodes left of Kerbal Space Program. Again, just will reiterate, it's because they don't get a lot of views, and I don't even make enough money off of ad revenue to buy myself a cup of coffee now from Kerbal Space. So this is a pure passion only. I'll catch you all later. Thank you very much for watching. Adios, friends.